Hey, Nick Artigo here, and we're talking about principles of alignment in yoga, specifically on the triangle pose. I always like to approach alignment in yoga from a principles-based perspective, meaning the basic principles that apply to everything can get really confusing if you try to memorize a bunch of rules of what points where, but in this posture, triangle, starting with the foundation, I'm going to get the feet in their position. Toes are pointing that way, my left leg. The foot's parallel with the long side of the mat. And the other foot is not necessarily parallel with the short side of the mat. I'm pushing that heel closer that way. So some will say 30, 60 degree, 45 degree. It really just depends on your ankle mobility. But I'm trying to point my toes at this angle, maybe 45, 60 degrees. It's just a lot of it just depends. Main point though is that with my foundation, I've got my toes spread as much as I can. I've got the feet planted. I've got the heels grounded into the mat, and I'm applying a force that's pulling my heels toward each other. So I'm activating, as I do that, I'm activating my legs, my inner thigh muscles, securing a firm foundation in the posture. What I want to do from that place is start to tilt my hips, so I'm hinging primarily at this hip, my left hip, my front hip, keeping my spine nice and long. A good way to do that is to reach out over that leg. So rather than taking my hand and putting it on the ground, I'm reaching my hand out over that extended leg. That allows me to push this heel, slide it back that way a little bit, this heel, and then after I reach as far as I can that way, I place the hand down. And that's about the place where I want to go. If I go any lower than this, I'm collapsing at my spine. And if you look at it from this side, this is what it looks like. I'm not in a triangle. My body's not in one plane. Here I'm in a triangle. My body's in one plane. You want to pretend that your body is between two sheets of glass, maybe 1 foot apart, maximum. And you've got to stay in that position. You don't want any part of your body touching the sheet of glass in front of you or behind you. Now, taking my hand to the floor, because I don't have the hip mobility at this point right now, I'm not warmed up, taking my hand to the floor gets me out of that plane. I'm not any longer in a triangle position. So being in that plane is more important than getting my hand to the ground. It's also more important to keep my spine nice and long. If my spine is long, that means that I have the crown of my head moving in a direction away from the tailbone, this way. I don't do this. Now my spine is bent sideways. So that's the way to do it on the triangle pose. Spine long, and get full breaths. Each breath, the spine gets a little longer. You're also getting the mobility where your body's meant to get it from, at the hips, rather than the spine. If you got any benefit from this video, leave a comment below if you want more content that's not available on the blog or the regular YouTube channel. Then click the link that's connected to this video. You'll have a chance to sign up for that.